everyone, and welcome to a litter picking video with a twist. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing a blindfold. Have I been taken hostage? The reason for the blindfold is we're doing a litter picking challenge today. So the ultimate goal of the challenge is to find and pick a red Coke can that I've had my eye on for the last 2 years now, and I'll explain the story behind that later on in the video. But the challenge is, I've been blindfolded. I have Liz here, driving. Hi, Liz.
Hi.
And I have absolutely no idea where we are, where she's taking me. She's gonna drop me in a random location in Bury St Edmunds, and I have to walk from that location to the red can and pick all the litter that I find on the way. So she could be dropping me miles away. She could be dropping me in Morton Hall. She could be dropping me at the hospital. She could be dropping me at a lay-by on the dual carriageway. I have no idea. Hopefully not that one. But that's the challenge for today. So I have no idea where we're going, but we'll see you there. Ooh, that sounded like someone's recycling glass. Where's a bottle bank? Oh, that bottle bank has really thrown me. So for a while I thought maybe we were at Ram Meadow, like somewhere near Ram Meadow. I mean, I'm gonna guess we're somewhere near Ram Meadow car park, but I could be very wrong. Okay.
All right, Ram Meadow, final answer?
Okay, let's have a look. Whoa, it's bright. Oh my gosh, we're at Asda. What? Okay, so...
The bottle bank really tried to give me away.
Where is the bottle bank? Oh, it's over there, right?
Mm.
Oh, okay. And probably quite a lot of litter to pick on the way, too.
Yeah, I know. I gave you a very litter-full walk.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm gonna get ready to go, and Liz is gonna drive to somewhere near where the can actually is.
Yeah.
And she's gonna litter pick that area, and we'll meet there. So let's get going. All right, so I'm here at Asda then. I've already got plenty of litter to start with here in the bushes.
All right. I'll see you later, Ross. Enjoy your litter pick.
All right, thank you very much. We'll see you there, Liz.
See you in an hour?
I don't know, I'll try and be there in maybe 45 minutes.
Oh, we'll if you're there in 45 minutes, you're not trying hard enough.
Okay, this is a great place to start because there's loads of rubbish. Oh man, what have I let myself in for here? A nasty place. All right, say bye to Liz, everyone. Bye. Bye. There she goes. All right, she's off. And I'm off now. The litter picking challenge has begun. So yeah, my initial reaction, it's a little bit daunting, to be honest. I've got 2 or 3 routes that I could take to get to the destination. But most of them are routes that I've never really walked with a litter picker before. So there could be loads of rubbish. I don't know what I've let myself in for here, really. This was a heck of a place to start because there's loads of little bits of plastic crap in the bushes here. Right, it's not perfect by any means, but I think I've got all the big pieces of plastic out of here. So now I can get going with my walk. Let's just get some of this out of here as well. So the parameters for this challenge, I can walk whichever way I want to, to get to the final destination. But whichever way I go, I essentially have to litter pick all the way, as I usually would. We'll see how we get on. This was actually a terrible place to start because there's loads of rubbish here. And I'm just going to be stuck here for ages. Right, this is my path here, so I'm walking through the bushes here. Just going to pick up the last few bits that were next to my route. I mean, there's plenty more in the bushes along there, but I think we can say that's off of my route. Although I will just grab this piece of cardboard here because it's sticking out like a sore thumb. And this Tesco bag as well. Right, we have our first litter bin of the day. And of course there's litter right next to it. I think I'm going to try and go up this way. We're going to go up Olding Road. So this is like a skate park, BMX track. I have walked down here, I think once before, that was a couple of years ago. So I've no idea what it's going to be like along here. The fact that there's a skate park just in here makes me think there might be a fair bit of litter around the edge, but we'll see. We have our first Red Bull can of the day. Still half full of Red Bull.
We respect the litter picking.
All right, thank you. That was good. Those kids said they respect the litter picking. Very good. That's what we like to hear. Right, what have we got under here? Is that a Carabao? Yeah. Oh, when the Football League Cup became the Carabao Cup years ago, I never had any idea what Carabao was. It was just a weird name that they'd given it. It wasn't until I started litter picking that I realised it's another energy drink. And I find it littered everywhere. Oh, man. So yeah, I hope I haven't got this wrong, but I think if I walk to the end of this road where there's that big gate that says keep clear, keep out, I think I can go into that car park there, and that should take me out onto a little footpath down the back, hopefully, because that would be a decent shortcut for me to get into town. Like I say, I've walked through here once before, and I just can't quite remember where it all goes, but we'll see. Whoop. This is one of those areas that clearly never gets litter picked. A nice dog poo bag, first dog poo bag of the day, lovely. see if I can get this cream egg foil out of the ground here. It's pretty squished into the pavement. There we go. Got it. Ooh, what's under here? All kinds of stuff. Oh, another one full of water. So yeah, this is quite a random spot here, really. Just some kind of warehouse buildings and offices that are hidden down the back here. Yeah, look at this. What's this? That's like a little brush off the end of a vacuum cleaner or something. How's that ended up here? Right, now's probably as good a time as any to explain the can, the Coke can, and the reason for this mission. Because you're probably still wondering why on earth we're doing this. So if I put the map up again here, the location of the can is Elsie's Yard, which is a little small tucked away road just off of Risbygate Street. Now, for the last 2 years, Liz and I have been volunteering for a charity called Still Good Food. And it's a brilliant local charity whose mission, essentially, is to stop food from going to waste. So we go to supermarkets at the end of the day and pick up all of the food that they were going to throw out that's past its best by date. And we also go to farms all around the region and pick any fruits or vegetables that they've grown that were not up to specification for supermarkets, you know, that weren't deemed pretty enough basically to go on sale. And we take all of that food, which is honestly just tons and tons and tons of food, and we sell it to customers for a very reduced rate. You pay a minimum donation, which I think is £4, and for just £4 you can fill an entire bag and you can just take anything you want. So we've always got loads of vegetables, lots of bread, bakery items that are usually fine for about a week after they've gone past their best by date, and all kinds of other goodies, fresh produce, ready meals, all kinds of stuff that you could imagine supermarkets throw out at the end of the day. So it's a brilliant charity. I've just realized what I thought was a massive warehouse over here. It's currently being demolished. Look at that, demolition in progress, keep out. Wow. Right, we've made it to the other side of the car park here, and sure enough there's some stairs to get out of here. I think at the top of these stairs I'll get to the footpath that should take me on to the end of Risbygate Street, and I can walk my way down to Elsie's Yard, hopefully. This is a classic when you're litter picking. There's plenty of stuff on the other side of this fence, but I have no way of getting to it. And it's all on a demolition site now, so definitely not allowed in there. Oh no, we've got brambles down here. We've got brambles. Right, see if I can grab this can. Oh man. A few cans down here. Come on. Right, I'm just going to take a little bit of the weight out of this bag, seeing as this bin here is mostly empty. Quite surprised here. I would have thought a random little staircase like this, that's tucked away, you'd expect to find loads of beer cans and, you know, signs of antisocial activity around here, but it's actually not too bad at all. Oh, that was tricky. What is this? Blue raspberry creamy liqueur. Nice. So yeah, in the last 2 years, Liz and I have been volunteering almost every week. We'll go 2 to 3 times to different supermarkets and pick up their food at the end of the day. And we just fill our car with trays full of food and we drop it off at this little shop in town. And every time that we pull up to the shop and leave, I have always noticed there's a little red Coke can in the middle of one of the bushes. Especially if we're driving past when it's dark and I have the headlights on, I always see the kind of red flash that lights up in the bushes. Oh, there's someone's boot there, look at that. Oh, that's gonna weigh my bag down nicely. Wow. Right, let's have a look through here. Never been in here before. This is the kind of place I'd expect to find litter. Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this beer bottle down here and then we'll go and look at this tree because there's something very weird going on with this tree. Oh, pee bottle. Gross. What the heck? Oh my god. So you know how I've been talking about nappies recently? We had nappies in our last video, and now I've got this tree that is full of nappies. That is the weirdest and most disgusting thing I've ever come across. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 full nappies, or diapers for American viewers, that someone has launched into these trees. That is absolutely disgusting. What the hell is wrong with some people? That is awful. There's another one down here. Oh no. Right. This bag is very heavy now. What I'm going to do, I will put this one nappy that's on the floor into the bag. Oh, gross. I'm just going to run it back to that bin, guys, because there's no other bins around here, I don't think. Right, there's bag number 1 for the challenge. Oh, look what else we've got on this tree. A gold can that someone had stuffed onto that branch there. Look, they'd forced it down into the can. That's stupid. But yeah, the nappy tree, I'm afraid we're going to be leaving that. That goes right to the top of the list of one of the most disgusting and awful things that I've ever seen while litter picking. I mean, lobbing all of those nappies onto a tree. I just, I can't get my head around that right now. That's made me feel quite ill. So let's keep going, let's keep going. Right, I'll finish telling you about the can now. So yeah, we've been driving past this little Coke can 2 or 3 times every week for the last couple of years. And I keep saying to Liz, oh, we'll do a litter pick down this road one day so I can finally get that can out of the bush. But the more time has gone by and the more we talk about it, it sort of felt like, well, if we just pull up there one day and just finally pull this can out after watching it for 2 years, might be a little bit underwhelming. So why don't we turn it into something fun? Have a bit of a challenge. And turn it into a mission where I have to make my way towards this can with purpose and turn it into a much bigger litter pick. So that's what we're doing today. Just spotted something over in these bushes there, so I'm going to go and see what that is. Never walked through here before. This is the grounds of West Suffolk College. And I can only assume it's the students hanging out here during the week that are dropping this stuff here, but It's a Sunday today, so I have all of these grounds completely to myself. Oh, that's an old one. There's an old fudge packet there. It's a Cadbury fudge, 20p. But I think a fudge bar is something like 40 or 50p now. With inflation, so it's amazing walking through here. Everything is starting to come into bloom. Look at the blossom on this already. There's so many bulbs and daffodils and different things that are starting to come through now. And we're still in mid-February at the moment. It's just baffling, like we've not really had winter yet. It's not been cold. And yeah, it's been cold, but we've hardly had any frost or snow. It just feels like everything comes through earlier and earlier every year. Well, this was certainly a good place to litter pick. There's plenty of stuff in here. There was a Red Bull can through here, if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. It's hiding. Lurking in the undergrowth. There we go. Oh, look at this. These are beautiful. These look like crocus to me. They're a little bit bigger than the crocus we have in our garden. So correct me if I'm wrong. It might be something else, but beautiful. Amongst all the beauty of these bulbs, just finding all these little bits of litter. It's good to get this all cleared up just before they all come into bloom. Give it a couple of weeks, this is all going to be bursting with yellow daffodils. And some lovely little snowdrops down here as well too. Can you see those? Oh. Next to a crisp packet. Get that out of the way. There you go. Beautiful. What a lovely place. There you go. So West Suffolk College. So here in the UK, college is typically where you go from about 16 to 18 years old. Oh, that was gross. And they offer all kinds of vocational courses, different training courses, all kinds of stuff. Covers lots of different areas. I think you can go there as an adult as well to get additional training, different qualifications for work. So as we leave the college now, we're getting onto the park and the dip, where I've done 1 or 2 videos before. I think I did one here with Liz and her mum last year. So I'll put a link to that one on the screen if you haven't seen it already. Now I'm not going to walk through it just because I know it's a complete minefield for litter, but I will just grab this can. A few bits and pieces around here that are really obvious from the street. And this is where we pulled out thousands and thousands of things last year. It's an awful little hidey hole for rubbish. Oh, thanks. Someone's got to. You're welcome. I wish. Yeah. Well, the other thing is we could get everyone in the town to come out and do it as well, and stop dropping it everywhere.
Yeah, it would be.
Such a pain. I think everyone should volunteer on their own street and just we get the place cleaned up in no time. But this park, you got one there, one over there, and one there, but people just
The kids are just
they're idiots. Oh yeah, I'm getting PTSD from this area actually. Yeah, if you go back and watch, we were here, the three of us, trying to tackle this bush together. Oh, and it's just awful. Like there's so much underneath there that you just can't get to. Crazy. Try and get what I can reach here today. Oh, bloody hell. But yeah, if I wanted to go onto the other side of the park there, get into that tree line along there, I could easily spend a couple of hours picking out all the old rubbish that's in there. But that's not my job today. Right, so we're on Risbygate Street now. I think this one's actually called Out Risbygate. But when we get to the roundabout up here, it becomes Risbygate Street. So it's a straight shot now, all the way down across the roundabout. We'll be onto Risbygate, and then we'll get to the top of Elsie's Yard, and I can go down and meet Liz. I've put location sharing on my phone, so she can track where I am. So she should be there waiting for us when we get there. And I think she's planning to do a bit of a litter pick around the Wilko's area that I kind of started doing a few weeks back in another video, but I didn't quite finish. See, look, this is what I'm on about. If you were to actually get in here, someone's hat here, look, dirty old hat, cans. If I could actually get into these brambles, there is so much rubbish in here. It's just inaccessible. I can't even get my grabber onto this stuff. There's a book there, look. Cool, that's a heavy old thing. It's obviously gotten wet. It weighs a ton now. What was it? The Emperor's General by James Webb. Someone obviously got fed up with that book. Tossed it in the brambles. Right, we've got more in here. Right, this one's very heavy now. Luckily there's plenty of bins around here where I can leave this. It makes you wonder when there's so many bins around here. It's like what that lady was saying to me back there. You might have picked it up on here. She was saying there aren't enough bins around here. Well, actually there are in this area. But near that college there, along this street, there's about 7 or 8 bins within about 200 meters of each other. It really makes you wonder why people can't use it. Thanks for bidding that, mate. I saw that chap across the street. He found a plastic straw on the floor. And I saw him pick it up and put it in the bin. That's nice. So other people do care.
You do a little chocolate one.
Man, I've picked along this street quite a few times before. It's just relentless along here. That's B&Q over there. Seen that in previous videos. So yeah, we cover a lot of different areas around town really, but there's still plenty of streets that I've never picked before, and plenty that I've never even walked down before. I mean, going through that park by the college today, never been through there before. That was completely new to me. Right, I'm just going to cross over here because I've seen some stuff on the other side. Someone had a bottle of Corona here with the classic lime wedge in the top, because I've just picked up that little lime wedge, but they've dropped it here and it's smashed into smithereens. Right, Liz and I walked along here, oh, I don't know, about 3 weeks ago maybe. If you go back and watch that video from, well, that video probably came out over a month ago now, but we've filmed quite a few since then. So yeah, in real time, it was about 3 weeks ago. We walked along here, litter picking. That's where we found the £20 note. Wouldn't that be nice? Can you imagine if I find another £20 note along here today? No such luck, I'm afraid. We actually sat down the other day and worked out how much money we found litter picking. And we think that between the two of us, in the last 2 years of litter picking, we found about £85. Which, yeah, given the amount of times we've been out and the area that we've covered, yeah, it's not that much, but it's a nice little bonus. That's all it is. It's a nice bonus. We don't do it for that. We do it because we care. We actually give a crap about our surrounding area. And hopefully by doing videos like this, we can encourage people to do the same. There's another Red Bull. Just have a quick look along here. There's always stuff in these bushes. Every time. We can litter pick this area thoroughly, come back a week later, and there's already more crap. It's always the same. Right, we are very nearly there, everyone. Got Wilko's there, the old Wilko's that's closed down. And Liz has been cleaning around the back of there. There's always plenty of rubbish there because people sleep there, a lot of homeless camping, a lot of illicit activity. Look at this here, full bottle of water that someone's just dumped here, like an idiot. And this is someone's garden here, really. So you wonder why they don't come out here and clean it themselves. There's a classic. This bottle's been thrown right next to the bin. Put it in the bin. It's really not that hard. Okay, this is it, everyone. We're officially on Elsie's yard. We've made it. This is the brilliant Still Good Food, where we do all of our volunteering. Together we saved 42 tons of food last year. the same as 10.5 elephants. Honestly, it's a really brilliant charity, everyone. We have a great team of volunteers that run the shop during the day and pick up all the food at night. It helps a lot of people in difficult situations who can get lots of food for a very small amount of money, but it also just saves so much food from going to waste. It's incredible. Oh, look who it is. Hi Liz, I made it.
Okay. How was it?
It was good. It was a proper adventure.
Look.
There it is, the red can. But before we get it, there's another one. That's a new one. This yellow can's also been thrown in there, and that one too. And the clothes hanger. But this is the can that I've waited for 2 years to pick. There it is.
How old does it say there?
Coca-Cola, November 2024.
Okay,
So yeah, that
2
checks
years.
out. It's been a couple of years. And we'll put that in there with all the other rubbish. And now it's gone from that bush forever. It was a good challenge. Thanks for finding a good spot to drop me. That worked out well. So if you enjoyed watching this, everyone, please give it a like. Consider subscribing to our channel. Leave a comment to let us know what you thought.
That's what Liz picked.
This is all of what Liz got. So I filled 3 bags with rubbish today. Liz has filled 4. You always have to outdo me, don't you? But that's a great result. So thank you very much for watching today. And we'll catch you on another video, probably a regular video, very soon. All right, thank you.
That's a wrap.
Bye everyone.